go to the short form report, you would select one of these titles for the report. Then click the template. It's going to take you to a template here where you've got enclosures. You select the default that you want. Here we've set up several. Short form report 1 has this list. What you're looking at is the field up here, not down below. This is where you would create new templates down below. This is for ones that have already been created. See, there's nothing under square foot. I'm sorry. Short form report 2. Short form report. Let's see. That may be the only one we have. This is all user definable, except for default script. You do not want to change that or mess with anything that's got default script, because that is what's used for pulling data from the report. For instance, in the caption report where you've got under the caption of insureds, that one will pull the insured's name and other information into that caption. So you don't want to mess with that one. Otherwise, you can create these and call whichever one you want to default. You can do it however you want. Let's see. There's one, enclosures with proof of loss. And it's set up here. Then you would click this button here and it would take you back. And I don't want to do it because I've already got this set up. But if you click that, it's going to take you back to the short form report and enter the information here. Similar for the adjuster remarks. You click the template here, it's going to take you for, you notice it's got adjustment up here. And here's a short form report adjustment. There's a few templates set up in here. All the necessary default templates, default script templates have been entered, and enough to do a standard caption report. Beyond that, it's for the user to define these as they want to. So you would click that button, it would enter it in here. Similar for the remarks. Click it. You click this yellow button here and I'll do it. Takes you back and enters this information. Let's see, with service invoice. Here's our standard. We want to look and see what this looks like. And here's your finished short form report. Has the enclosures, coverage description, and a brief recapitulation of the statement of loss, adjuster remarks or closing. Also, of course, salvage and subrogation comment spot, and also a coverage description addendum. You can add this. This is here so that when you enter the loss information, it just makes note of the fact that the net claim over here is after the deductible, since the deductible doesn't show up here anywhere as a in the tabulation. If you need to do a caption report, then you do it here. And you would start out by creating, first of all, for any of these short form caption or letters, you first have to hit this button to create an item. Let's say first report, and you're reporting to the company. That pulls in all the information about the company. I haven't set up a manager to report to, so that's why the deer is blanked. But that would be, you would enter that when you enter all your insurance company information. Then you click the default button, it pulls in the claim, this information, and the information from the report. Then you proceed to build your report. Instructions, you can, if you want to see what the instructions are, you click that and click instructions, default. Actually, what have we got here? Default script. And when we do that, that will enter the instructions. You can read it. When you're done, just select it and delete it out. You start out with enclosures. Here you'd probably have to type one in or create your own default. We will use this one for right now. Enters enclosures. Assignment. Go to assignment, select default script. This is what it'll show, but that's fine. That's all you want. And it pulls in the information on when it was assigned, when it was contact was made, inspection. You need to make sure you've got a carriage return if you want the space to be entered. Let's see, we go to assignments, coverage, and of course you can enter these in any order you want. Coverage, default script, gives you your coverage information. Insured, claimant, doesn't apply here. Risk, enters the risk information. Title encumbrances. Recommended reserves. This is all being entered from working up the risk, the photos, the estimate, the statement of loss, all that prior information. That data is now in here, so all we're doing is using these default scripts to enter it in the report. Cause of loss. Now this, you could set up your default. There's no default script for this because well, I just haven't done it for some reason. We can use, normally what you might do is set up a bunch of different scripts here. You say, and we'll create one here. Let's say we want to call it cause of loss wind. Okay, and then we go down here to create a new template text item for the above selected caption and description, that is causes of loss wind. Select OK. Now that's going to blank out all this, and then we'll say on the above date of loss, a windstorm occurred on the insured premises. You can see my spelling's real great. Insured premises resulting in damage due to wind. Such loss is covered by the above policy, and you capitalize it as you see fit. Okay, now this is entered in here. This is now a new record, a new text template item. You click this and it enters it back in the caption report. You can do that on the fly anytime you need to. then you do something similar, description of damage. You could do that, or you can, if you wanted to, you can just do description of damage and click here. Don't go any further, just click back to caption report, and you'll see that description of damage has been entered, and you can now just say there, go up here and you want to deselect bold and say there was scattered damage to the roof shingles due to wind and hail on all slopes of the roof as seen in the attached photos. There was ensuing water damage to one bedroom, period. And if you wanted to make that a template, then what you could do is copy it, go back to, now this is going to, if you hit this again, it's going to print another description of damage caption down below here, which you could do it that way and then erase it later, or you can go up here and just manually go here, description of damage. We want to be, description of damage. Say when, or you could call it, let's call it minor shingle damage. And we create a new one. Okay, we paste it. And now it's going to other. Let's see, what have I done? There. Here it is up above. So anyway, it enters here, and then you would click here in the future if you want to use it. Since we've already got it in, we just take the slow road back without entering. And now we're ready for the next item, which would be, say, adjustment. And I'm not going to do the rest of this. It's pretty basic. Well, I will do, let's see. You do adjustment, and then you do recommended payment, which is a script. Click that and it puts in the payment recommendation. Then you can do, we've got a few here like salvage. It's not a script, but it is a default. So you've got this default for, we see no feasibility of salvage, subrogation, see no feasibility of subrogation, diary, future activity, whatever, remarks, or it's just going to say closing. Let's see. We can use this one. Yours truly. And then it's going to, the program will, as you can see here, put in your name and other stuff at the bottom. Now, if you find out that you've got some text overrun or whatever and it's not looking right, then you can go back to here and you can enter a, let's go back and look at it. let's say you don't like the way this wrist is dangling here, so you can go in after insured and you can space it out some. Let's say you put one space here, and after insured you put a couple. Now you go back and you go to the second page, and that looks all right. So you're done. You go hit continue, and that's finished. There's a place for notes. If you want field notes, you could enter here, or you could write field notes on a piece of paper and then take a picture of them and enter them right here. And the internally saved field, and then later you can transfer them to external. There's a script for doing that. Then you can get, there's a place for letters if you got to do a non-waiver, or if you, which we had to do on this one, or you've got various some basic letters: contact, estimate cover letter, proof of loss cover letter. You can see them here. And then you can create your own, and you can create your own just in the same way you did on the caption report. Create your own text template for these items as well. You create the items. Let's just so you can see what happens. Let's say this is some other letter. Then when you click this, it's going to come up to some other letter. Go to other, you enter some other letter 1. You click here, you click OK, you enter whatever it is, dear, or no, that's dear is already entered. So you enter we have been informed by your claimant, you know, whatever. It shows up here, then you click, and it's going to enter that information down here. Notice it doesn't enter a caption, this information here, but it does show up as some other letter as the letter title, and that would show up if we went to our letter here under the date as some other letter, so you'd want to pick something that's appropriate. Notice we have not entered any of the rest of the information. We'll do it right here quickly. Letter to insured, it pulls up the insured information. Click the defaults, and now we look at our letter, and it's here. So click that, and when you get done, you go to reports, and we'll do that in a minute. I'll show you how to print it up.